It's all about history down here at Fan Access. Chief Jay Strongbow, great competitor in the WWF for a lot of years. I think this guy's still got a little life left in him, maybe for the time being. We'll see on Sunday. His name is Chris Jericho, and of course he is champion of the WWF, and it's been great having you answer my questions, but I want to fire some questions at you from the enormous following that you have across this country as a Canadian and
Excellent.
Doing great in an American company. Jericho, who are your best friends in the WWF?
Best friends, probably Bubba Ray Dudley, the Hurricane, Chris Benoit, Edge and Christian. Pretty good. Actually became pretty close with The Rock, Steve Austin. Those are all good guys, you know.
Next question, and this is talking about up-and-comers. Of the current WWF mid-carders, who do you think will be main eventers in 3 years?
Edge, I think, Van Dam, Booker T. I think Christian is pretty untapped. I think there's a lot more they can do with him. So, and plus, you never know. There's always the X factor of guys that you never really expect that'll be main eventers. You know,
which is, as you say, you just never know whether you're going up, and you never know whether you're going down. Although probably Rock's pretty sure he's not going down.
Yeah,
probably.
Right.
All right. This refers to a guy, I guess, that you used to work with in your last company. How would you feel if Goldberg came to the WWF?
I'd love it. I'd love to beat his ass in the WWF.
Because the guy said there was real. He did not like you, right?
He didn't like me because I tried to give him a different dimension to his character and try to help him out. And for whatever reason, he didn't see it that way, and he didn't like me for a while because of that. I'd like to think at this point he's grown up a bit and realizes that I was just trying to do business. I'd love to work with him again, though. I'd do it again. I'd challenge you, Goldberg.
Now that's a work, obviously, but there was.
No, it's a shoot.
Oh. What's this interview again? This interview is almost entire shoot, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. More questions from our audience across the country. Yo, Chris, who's greater, Iron Maiden or Judas Priest?
Got to go with the mighty Maiden. Bruce Dickinson, my all-time metal idol.
And a guest on OTR.
No.
He was.
Bruce was?
Yeah.
What are you talking about,
Those
fencing?
were the days when we booked really big guests.
No kidding, huh?
Rob Halford was a guest as well.
That's cool.
Slightly unusual man, Rob Halford.
Oh, yeah. A great singer again.
He was a great singer.
Got some pipes. That's cool. See, you are a very diversified show. With a very diversified
and my interests
host.
are very diversified as
Exactly.
well. Yeah, because you know me and heavy metal.
A
Chris,
diversified lifestyle.
How's your music career?
It's very good.
Yeah?
Fozzy, we just finished our second record and should be out in about June or so. So it's a great side project for me. We have a great time with it.
You sell out to the Americans? I'm going somewhere with this. Are you still Canadian?
I'll always be Canadian.
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
Yeah?
So that would tell me that a couple of weeks ago, there's only one way to prove it, that when this was going on, what did the Canadian guys do for the U.S.-Canada gold medal game did you all watch?
What did I do? I was actually at home that day. I made sure I had the day off to watch that gold medal game in Tampa, Florida, surrounded by my in-laws. So I was the one Canadian amongst the American contingency, and I was going bananas. I went nuts. I was cheering and screaming and yelling. It was great.
Still Canadian, right?
Of course, all the way. Yeah.
We'll
you going to try and get me?
What's that?
You going somewhere with this? You got some footage of me waving the American flag?
Why, is there stuff out there? Is there something you want to come clean with, Chris? Let me know.
Actually, I'm really Lithuanian. That's what I had to say. No, I got nothing.
Another question for you, and this relates to the industry and the way the industry has changed. How does the demise of ECW and WCW affect the chances of new talent emerging?
That's something that bothers me because I came in the business old-fashioned way, and I'm probably one of the last of the generation to do so. Guys like Benoit and Eddie Guerrero and even Edge and Christian and stuff. We started out kind of in small territories, worked our way up, went to Japan or Mexico or ECW or whatever it was. There's only one place to go now in North America, and now guys get signed to developmental deals and they're making money right off the bat, and they're not really learning the same way that I learned or having the same hunger and passion for the business that I did because they don't have to worry about it.
Right, but that's a good thing for them. The bad thing for you is your contract's up this summer, right?
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, it's a bad thing from the standpoint that there's no options now. Like you're working right now in an industry that's one-stop shopping. Where else are you going to go?
There's always somewhere else to go, man. I mean, there's always other places to go. There's always other things to do. In this country, it is one-stop shopping. You know what I mean? But there's other opportunities, even outside of the wrestling business. So you can never let yourself be ruled by that.
What else would you do if you weren't wrestling?
I'd go into music or acting or maybe host my own sports talk show every day on TSN.
I don't think you're qualified for that. You don't have the enormous,
I think there's a
broad
position
range
about ready
of
to
skills
come up.
for that. No,
I think so.
You couldn't do it. You don't know the pain that I go through in this chair.
Oh, man.
You want my job?
I think I can handle it. So let me ask you some questions.
Okay, go ahead.
So how long have you been doing this job?
We started September 8th, 1997.
Tell me the
what?
truth,
That's not a great question, but I'll give you a couple of minutes.
I'm just building up.
No, you know what? You
There is
started
some
with the
legitimate
lame
heat
one.
between you and your producer, Bob. Tell me why.
Well, you can ask that question when OTR returns. You want to throw to commercial or should I?
We'll be right back on Off the Record with Chris Jericho today on TSN. He is a marginally talented sports host from a marginally successful sports show. He is Michael Landsberg. I am Chris Jericho. This is Off the Record. What are you doing in town this weekend?
I'm here for WrestleMania 18. Thanks for that nice introduction, Chris.
Very nice.
I'm here for WrestleMania 18. It's going to be the greatest show ever of the 18. There's no question. I'm also working on a book right now, and I got some acting possibilities that I'm looking forward to. So I'm doing it all. I got a website. If you'd let me talk about that, I'd love to do it.
Actually, I'm not interested in that, but I would like to know, for such a suave and debonair talk show host, why is your cards got coffee stains all over them? It's kind of slobby there.
Let me ask.
Sorry,
let me tell
Tracy
you,
from Saskatoon, got coffee all over that.
If you ask a question you want an answer, because we work late in the night to prepare questions for lame guests who we don't figure can carry the show.
I understand, exactly. So you need the cue cards for them. Very nice.
You done with your little hosting thing? Let me ask you this.
I think I did.
You're a big fan of The Rock, right?
Yes, I am.
Rock will go against Hogan.
Right.
Who's going to come out, not winning, but who's going to come out in your mind in that match looking really good?
See, that's the political side of the business that I think is ridiculous. I think the people are going to win the most of the fans. I don't know if the match will be necessarily a 5-star classic, but I think the fans are going to enjoy it. They're going to.
You're a big fan of The Rock, right?
Big fan of The Rock, and I think the fact that The Rock's in there with Hogan, I think The Rock will be able to carry that to a decent match. Because I believe in him, I believe in his work style. I also believe in what Hulk Hogan do as far as working the crowd. So I think a lot of people, smart marks, are going to be surprised that match is going to be very entertaining. Is it going to be as good as the main event? Definitely not.
Why is that?
Because I'm in the main event.
My last question. Are you as good as The Rock?
Yes. In different ways, but I think I'm the perfect foil for The Rock, verbally and physically. Nobody can work with The Rock like I can. Nobody can match him word for word like I can. He's my favorite guy to work with in the WWF in my entire career.
One of the things that I noticed, because he was on the show, that Dwayne Johnson doesn't really exist anymore. The Rock is The Rock all the time.
Wouldn't necessarily say that. When he's in front of the camera, he definitely is The Rock at all times.
Are you conscious about that? We've got 20 seconds left. Keeping the difference between Chris Jericho and Chris Irvin. Keeping them separate.
You have to. If not, you live in a fantasy world and you'll lose control. You lose control of your life.
By the way, give me my cards back because I got to say goodbye. I can't say it if it's not written down. Chris Jericho, you are the best. Thanks for joining us on OTR. You really are the best. An amazing guy. Thanks for joining us.
You had to read it off the cue card.
Off the Record with Michael Landsberg is brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends, see you tonight. Michael Landsberg's wardrobe supplied by Grafton & Company. Get it at Grafton.